Atlanta, so it's officially the end of the month, and with that we do have this month's dev comments, which is actually very exciting. We get more information in regards to the new achievement system, which is literally coming out in less than a week's time. There's a lot to go over in regards to that, but along with that, Caleb also gave us a bit more information in regards to future updates, in this case surrounding accessories. I know a lot of us have been wanting Yukis and Pebbles to get revamped, and we might just be seeing that. We'll talk about that more so in the second half of the video. First and foremost though, let's talk about the achievement system. So in this case, new version update, version 16, planned for early June. So this is coming out literally less than a week. It's coming out on the 5th of June. And with that, let's have a read what they have to say. So the achievement system provides you with special points for completing goals. You can unlock permanent effects that make the game easier to play. The achievement system is made up of two components. Firstly, doing things like power characters and clearing quests to complete various challenges called achievements to earn brave keys. And then we actually have a screenshot here, right, where there's potentially going to be a lot to do here, right? Like the whole idea of this achievement system, despite it just being challenges, which we technically already have in game, it's a new way to get the most out of brave souls. That's what Caleb are calling it. Now from the image itself, there is going to be a sort feature, so that tells me there's going to be quite a bit of challenges here, quite a bit of achievements. And then with that, you have some extra tabs here. In this case, some that are close to being cleared and some that have already been cleared, so you can see your past achievements. And depending on the achievement that you do complete, depending on the difficulty of said achievement would depend on the reward that you do get, right? So in this case, as we can see here, a bunch of main story challenges. If you already beaten all the story, you're going to wake up in the morning to all these story quests cleared when the release does happen. Since clearing story in and of itself is super easy to do, it's only giving us a bronze medal, and with that we're getting 5 keys. Now once more, if we have a look here, we can see there's also another tab depending on the challenge, right? So this is only in regards to main stories, and there's going to be obviously a lot of other things, like they stated before, playing a power character 50 times, maybe clearing epic raids, spending a certain amount of soul tickets. It really depends on what achievements Caleb wants us to do, but this definitely looks to be offering quite a large amount of achievements and different challenges that we can actually do. So that's the first component, right? Just doing challenges. The second component is using brave keys, which again we get by beating these challenges, to unlock permanent effects called brave bonuses. Some brave bonuses can be used to create power-up materials and summon tickets, while others increase the clear limit on quests that can only be attempted a limited number of times. And then they have an example here where this person here has the option. So if by spending 15 keys, you have the option to get straight away Transcendent Scrolls of every attribute, or get 250 links or potions of every attribute, although it does seem here you have to wait a day for it, although there's potentially something we need to talk about in regards to that. So from this screenshot alone, it looks like you have to wait a day to get those 250 links or potions, although according to Wooty OPTC over on Reddit, at least on the French version, it implies that you get this daily. And if that's the case, that's going to be really good. Like, this is a permanent potential bonus of just getting 250 links or potions of every attribute every single day. And all you have to do upon completing it is just log in. So this is potentially a way to passively build up items to max out your characters. Which, you know what? I kind of like the idea of that. And 250 of every attribute per day is kind of crazy, right? It's going to take a while to build up, to be fair, but this is only level 1 of 5. Like, by the time you get to level 5, it might go up to 500 links or potions every single day. At a certain point, you might not even have to even farm IZ or even links or potions to links to your character, which is really cool. But we can actually have a closer look here, and it is kind of hard to see. We can see, though, in the bottom right here, this is where the achievement system will be, but there's a lot of tabs, different tabs, depending on the brave bonus that you actually want to go for. We can see the first one, it says something like spirit system. I assume that's spirit orbs, so maybe we can get more orbs every day after getting to a certain bonus. The second one's hard to make out. I'm thinking system. I don't know what that would refer to, so I'm not really too sure. This one definitely says links or bonus. That's why we have links or bonus on the actual screen. The bottom one seems to be characters, so there's potentially a way for us to get new characters. I'm going to go ahead and assume this might be a way to get the free 5-star Renji. So for those that maybe sold him, maybe you could potentially get him through the system. And then below that, it seems to be Transcendence. But there looks to be quite a bit of scrolling to do here, so there looks to be a lot of different bonuses that you can pick from. And depending on the route that you go down, maybe everyone's daily login bonus will look completely different. And remember, the path that you do go down, it maybe seems like you can go down multiple paths. You know, let's say a year from now, when you're fully sweated out the game, you might be logging in to like a bunch of bonuses every single day, which would be absolutely crazy. And for the most part, it depends how it does spike. I mean, 15 for level 1 right now, they have 150. We don't really know how much, you know, medals we are going to be getting, but I know a lot of us will be waking up to a bunch of like excess amount of medals since we've already completed all the story modes. And these are only bronze, so, some of the harder challenges are going to give more, keys, and it, for the most part, might be easy to max out some of these brave bonuses. But for the most part, that's basically all we got in terms of the news that we are getting with this new system, but it basically tells us everything we need to know, right? It's a new achievement system, you do challenges, you're going to get keys by doing those challenges, and then with that, you can unlock some permanent bonuses. In a way, you're getting more out of Bleach Brave Souls. And that's exactly what it does say on the title screen that we did get released a couple days ago, where again, it does show us a bit more information, like we can definitely get orbs, soul tickets, and even summon tickets, exclusive summon tickets even. So yeah, this definitely seems to be quite the big update, but I guess while I have your attention, we should probably mention the fact that, remember with this system, Caleb already announced like 2 months ago, they're removing some free orders. So in this case, the free orders that you do get for completing all a story, or a story part in particular, does give you around 10 or so orbs. That seems to be getting removed, so if you haven't already rushed through story, I would probably recommend doing it until the update does come out, because otherwise you're going to be losing out on maybe 200 orbs. Now, of course, those orbs in itself could be passed over into this, spirit orb system that we can see here. But there are orbs that are available in-game right now that are about to leave with this new update. So if you haven't already completed story, then you might as well go ahead and do it. If you don't care about the 200 orbs, if it's not worth the hassle of rushing through story in the course of a week, then you don't need to do it, but just thought I'd throw it out there. Alright, so I'm going to add this in. We just got some information quoted if he can in regards to some of the challenges / achievements that Caleb are going to want us to do. So this doesn't maybe tell us every single achievement that will be available when this update does go live, but we can potentially know right now what challenges you are already going to complete. Because we can see here some examples. Clear guild quests, in particular, the first wave. That seems relatively easy. We have some assist point challenges. That's kind of cool. So in this case, going from 100 to 1,000. So if you already maxed out all your assist points, in regards to the assist point challenges, achievements, you would have already done that. So I know I'm actually in that camp. I know I'm going to get all these rewards here. Well, we don't really know what the rewards are, but whatever keys that we do get for completing these achievements, I'll get instantly when this update does go live. Likewise with this one, there's a login bonus count and it seems to stop at 1,000. It might continue on. This again is some data mined information. Every data might not be available right now, but potentially does seem to stop at 1,000. There is going to be a power count. Of course, this is our battle power. In this case, it goes from 1,000 all the way to 4 million, which is kind of crazy. Now, I am in the very fortunate situation where I do have 4 million battle power. That was, of course, thanks to the most recent affiliation bonus where I currently have 4.5 billion to be exact. So I'm in a case right now where I know when this update does go live, any reward that we do get in regards to the battle power, I'm going to get all of that. And then you can also see right now for yourself where you would probably stop at. There seems to be a player count rank going from 30 all the way to level 200. I have not made it to level 200 just yet, but I know a lot of people have, surprisingly. It doesn't seem to cover every rank, but it does go in like 25 increments, then 50, 30, 50, 75, 100, 125, and again upwards to 200. Then we have team battle victories. So these are brave battle victories. Given that there is a 10,000 number here, I assume this one is going to be retroactive and already consider how many brave battle wins you've already gotten. Just to check for myself, because I'm also kind of curious. I've already done that. I've done 20,000. So personally, it looks like I'm going to get all the keys for doing the Brave Battle wins. Then we have League Promotion. Now, I hope this one's retroactive because it doesn't tell us the exact league they want us to get to, but I definitely think one of them will include Head Captain. I've already been head captain. That was during like the 4th anniversary. I haven't been back since, to be fair. It does take quite a bit of orbs to get into head captain. So I'm really hoping this one's retroactive, but it could be something that you have to do after the update does go live, which in that case, Brave Battle might be a bit sweaty at the start. I might have to wait a couple months till it dies down just a tad bit and then push to head captain to get that challenge, because I do definitely want to try and get all the challenges if possible, if it's reasonable in my case. After that, we have minion development rate. So in this case, I think it's asking us to max out the familiars. We have character EX level, so I'm going to assume this is max level 200, in this case 500 times. Potential slot EX all, this might be max transcend. This might, maybe not because it's 500 times. No one's max transcending 500 characters. This might be link slot level. No, this one's link slot level, so I'm really not sure what this one is. If anything, you know what it might be? It might be level up a transcendent slot 500 times. So what, that's get 50 characters to level 10 SP for the most part? That seems relatively fair if that's the case. We then, of course, have link slot levels. We have character reach, not really sure what that means. Minion count, I believe, is own every minion. Character book belong type, that this is going to be affiliation specific. Then we have sub-quests, sub-stories in particular. And these are all basically just story quests for the most part, right? And then it also looks like we have some Senkamon challenges to do. And this one's kind of interesting. So we have two Senkamon specific ones. One's in regards to clearing a floor a certain amount of time. So 100 floors cleared, that's basically, what, like 2 months of Senkamon? That's easily done. Maybe it's get to a stage 100 on the Gates of Oblivion. I'm not too sure. But this one is Senkamon clear time. So they might make you want to speedrun. Now, I've already gone ahead and done that. So for the most part, at least in my situation, it looks like I'm going to, open up the game to a lot of retroactive rewards. Maybe most of these already done right from the get-go. Again, I don't think this is every single challenge. They've already gave us examples in the past of using like a power character 50 times. If anything, all the ones that we went over today seem like the retroactive ones that you're going to get instantly the second you log in. Any other challenge system that we don't know about are going to be ones that start the second the update does go live. Now, moving away from the achievement system, let's talk about updates coming out sometime in the future. This doesn't seem to be coming out along with the achievement system. Maybe sometime in July, August is when we can potentially expect these. It really depends on how long it takes for KLab to release these updates, right? They spent basically the last 3 months working on this achievement system. So now that it's officially out the way, June 5th, we can start getting some other stuff, which seems to be the case here. So in this case, the second thing they are doing is updating the home screen. This, of course, is in regards to this screen right here. We can see in the screenshot they did provide us that they are removing the friends section and putting the achievement section there. So with this new feature and probably other stuff too, they're just going to rearrange the home screen a bit more, maybe change how it looks a tad bit, just to make it easier, less tapping to access certain areas of the game. Number 3, and this is probably the most exciting thing to come from this, right? New information in regards to 5-star plus accessories. Yes, they aren't doing 6-star accessories. Some people thought they might have done that. It seems like they're calling it 5-star plus. And as stated here, we are planning on adding a new feature to strengthen accessories from 5-star to 5-star plus, where strengthening accessory to 5-star plus will decrease its negative effect while also increasing its positive effect. And with that, an exclusive item will be necessary to strengthen accessories to 5-star plus. So this right here, for those that are wondering, now I've already connected the dots, this is in a way KLab's way of fixing Pupples and Yukis. For those that don't know what's wrong with Pupples and Yukis, especially the golden ones that are 5-star accessories, essentially they lower the focus stat to 0. Now your focus stat is your critical stat. So upon using a Yuki, or a golden Yuki in particular, you can't hit criticals anymore, and a 30% SP boost just simply isn't worth it. And that's quite frankly why no one uses Yukis and Pupples. So with this new change, with this new update, if you get this item, whatever the item is going to be called, and use it on a golden Yuki, not only is it going to increase the amount of SP and stamina you do get, it's also going to decrease the negative effect. And right now, to be fair, we have to wait and see how it does play out. This doesn't necessarily mean that Yukis are going to be instantly meta, right? Because it could lower your focus stat by 50%, and in that case, it still might not be worth using. So it's not 100% a Yuki Pupple revamp, it's not 100% fixing it, but there is the chance. There is the chance. But remember, Yukis and Pupples aren't the only accessory in the game that have this negative effect. So maybe this system won't be the answer some people want for making these accessories meta. It at the very least will make some other already meta accessories even better. In this case, to a certain extent, golden chappies. As of right now, they reduce the SP to 0, and all your other stats get 18%, or 36% when maxed. So this could potentially go upwards to 50%, and that's kind of insane, right? It really depends on how high it does go, but even in the case where it doesn't reduce the SP down to 0, let's say negative 50% SP, that's still kind of good, is it not? If the SP isn't being reduced to 0, well then they're getting a 36% increase on their SP stat, while also potentially lowering the SP. It really depends on how they handle it. Would they class an effect like this that is reducing a stat to 0 a negative effect? I would hope so, because it very well could just be something like this, where right now there's a clear negative effect in fortification pills where it lowers your max stamina by 30%. I would like to think though this lowering the negative effect would affect Chappies, Pupples, and Yukis. And if it does, it potentially means that Nat characters, normal attack damage characters, can at least do some damage on their strong attacks, making them a bit more of a hybrid type character. They're still, of course, are going to be focused on using their normal attacks, but if their strong attacks can do damage, then that's going to be quite cool to see. In a way, this could potentially be seen as a normal attack damage character buff. But going back into fortification pills, right, these are also some clear winners. The negative 30% stamina has never really been that big of a deal, but getting more stamina is always never a bad thing. But even then, being able to increase your SP and focus more than 30% is going to be kind of crazy. So I would definitely say out of all the accessories that we do have in this game, the ones to definitely look out for are holo baits in particular, golden popples, and this potentially includes popples. I can't show you any because I sold all of mine, so I might have to now get some. Of course, golden chappies and even normal chappies. And of course, also fortification pills. Although it also does beg the question, what about an accessory that doesn't have a negative effect? This teacup, for example, it gives you 50% spiritual pressure. Can I level that up to a 5-star plus and get even more SP? That would be kind of crazy. It doesn't have a negative effect, so maybe it just naturally gets a buff. I do believe this update that we are going to get is going to affect every accessory, but it's just mentioning that those that do have a negative effect will have that negative effect decreased. This very well could be a massive shift in the meta in terms of what accessories that we do use, and more so just another way to get more damage out of your characters, which is honestly never a bad thing. The question is though, this item that we are going to have to use, how available is it going to be? Because, I mean, as you can see here, there's quite a lot of accessories, right? There's a lot of accessories to use. If we're only getting a limited amount, we have to be super picky on what accessories that we use it on. But then even then, in Guild Quest content, Limit Breaker, sometimes you're using multiple power characters, multiple mind characters. We have stickers that are for every killer for the most part. There's a lot of accessories that you are going to have to evolve into 5-star plus. So I'm very curious to see how available this new item will actually be. And I guess since we are on the topic of accessories, right, someone might mention it. Yes, in the past, literally like this time last year, Caleb did mention that they are going to give us new accessories, but they never confirmed it. That's something to keep in mind with these dev comments. For the most part, more often than not, it does confirm the updates that we are getting. With this system right here, it seems like they have an idea planned already, so much so that we're getting a new item, so this is definitely coming into the game, right? 99% of the time, whatever they do mention in the dev comments comes to the game. There are the very rare times where they do potentially announce something and then nothing happens. One of the bigger examples being the announcement of new accessories, which they never actually confirmed new accessories. They said they're considering adding new accessories. And it seems like in this case, since it's been a year, they considered not to add new accessories. I believe there was also an update in the past where that also was the case, where they said we're planning on something and then it doesn't happen. Until it's announced in-game like the current achievement system, that's when it's officially 200% confirmed. I would still say the announcements here are coming to the game. Like, I don't want to give the idea that whatever's announced here doesn't get added to the game, but there are very, very, very rare examples. And you have to really look at the wording, right? This one seems quite set in stone. The accessories in particular, when they did announce them, it was always like, we're considering it. And that's why they didn't get any new accessories. They just considered not to do it, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe they have a change of plan, though, with this new system. Maybe alongside this, they might add new accessories, too. We'll have to wait and see how it does play out. Either way, though, the last one to talk about is regarding character expansion and also accessory slots. Now, this one I didn't really care about until I read that there's actually going to be a new system that allows you to increase your character slots and also accessory slots without having to use orbs. As they say here, we plan to increase the maximum number of character and accessory slots and also allow players to expand said slots through a new system that does not involve using spirit orbs. So I'm very curious to see what that new system will be. I would have maybe thought they would have just given us a new item and then that item can be used in exchange of spirit orbs. It doesn't seem to be the case. This maybe looks to be something different. I'm really not sure what it could be, but from the looks of it, sometime in the future, you can expand your character slots, you can expand your accessory slots. Most importantly though, without the need of using spirit orbs. A new system tells me it's going to be something a bit expanded upon, if that kind of makes sense. Like when they say the word new system, I'm thinking of something like the affiliation bonus system. They called this a system, and it was quite the big update that we did get a couple months ago, right? So while this is just a way for us to get more character slots and accessory slots, some of us might not even need it. I know I don't. But I definitely am looking forward to the update regardless, because I know some people desperately do. And the idea that we can finally expand on it without having to use orbs sounds like a good idea. But a new system kind of makes it seem like it's going to be more than just having an item to, you know, give you more expansion. You might actually have to do stuff for it, which potentially gives you more stuff to do in this game, which honestly is never a bad thing. So with that said, lads, that was the update news that we did get this morning. Quite a lot of exciting stuff coming our way, right? We literally have the achievement system, which is setting up to be one of the biggest updates of the entire year, coming out in less than a week's time, again, 5th of June. Looks to be a lot involved with this update. New challenges that we're going to already have completed upon updating our game, retroactive achievements, but then other stuff to do too. With that, we're going to get keys to get new bonuses, and this potentially looks like a new extra login bonus, which can include transcendence points, orbs, summon tickets, maybe even 5-star characters. There's a lot more we still don't know about the update, so we will be live when this update does roll out, again, June 5th. Along with that, we have quite the game-changing update with 5+ accessories. In this case, potentially a way to fix Yuki's and Popples. That's the overall hope. If anything, it's going to make already good accessories even better, like golden chappies, and fortification pills. And then, of course, we also have a new way to expand our character and accessory slots, which I know a lot of people have been asking for, especially a way to do that without having to use spirit orbs. Either way, that's the video for today. Let me know what you're most excited for, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.